My stepbrother Brandon and I got engaged at the same time. He was set to marry Aurora, the piano virtuoso, while my stepmom, Eleanor, decided I'd marry Brianna, a rebellious dropout. But in our first life together, after the weddings, Aurora was framed and ended up in a vegetative state. Brandon cheated, and when it was exposed, he faced a massive online backlash. Brianna, on the other hand, became an influencer, raking in millions annually. Brandon, consumed by jealousy, grabbed me and jumped from a skyscraper. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the eve of our engagements. This time, Brandon switched our fiancés. He smirked. Enjoy marrying the vegetable. How rich. Marrying someone in a coma was a way better deal than being stuck with a wife into drinking, gambling, and all kinds of drama. Watching Brandon beg Eleanor not to make him marry Aurora, I knew right then. He'd been reborn too, just like me. In our past life, he was forced into a business marriage with the Aurora family. Aurora was a true piano virtuoso, the ultimate dream girl for many in the industry. Richard Caleb, I'm telling you, your mom's gone, and nobody in this house gives a crap about you. You don't deserve better than some trashy dropout. Reborn, and he still had that same rotten attitude. I've taken so much from you. Must eat you up inside, huh? So I'll be generous and let you have the arranged marriage instead. Eleanor grilled him about why he'd waste pity on someone as worthless as me. I stood back, quiet, watching the whole mess play out. Brandon, what the hell do you think you're doing? Brandon whispered something into Eleanor's ear, and her expression softened slightly. Are you sure about this? I heard the Bryan's girl has a sketchy past. What if she causes problems once she's in the family? Eleanor looked genuinely worried, hesitant to agree to Brandon's demand so easily. No way, Mom! No way, my ass. Brianna had gotten into all kinds of fights at school before dropping out, then got mixed up with drugs and gambling. Even her nouveau riche dad was bad news. You've always spoiled me best. You wouldn't say no to this little thing, right? Brandon whined and latched onto Eleanor. She finally gave in, but not without taking a shot at me. That's only because Brandon didn't want her. Otherwise, you wouldn't stand a chance. I didn't care what they thought, because I really didn't deserve someone as brilliant as that piano prodigy. As for that dropout girl, what a train wreck of a family. Let's see how Brandon handles that marriage. Same as last time around, Brandon and I were both set up in arranged marriages. The only difference? He got the genius, and I got what everyone thought was the disaster. They were the ones who tore our family apart, but somehow I was the one who felt like an outsider. Brandon started his marriage all happy, but right after the wedding, Aurora left for an overseas performance. But Aurora got into a car crash on the way to the airport. It was attempted murder, and she ended up vegetative. Brandon threw fits, demanding to divorce Aurora. Eleanor felt sorry for him, but my dad Richard saw things differently. Sons in this family are assets, meant to secure advantages. Even with Aurora out of commission, the Aurora family hadn't fallen. Richard favored Brandon way more than me, but he wouldn't let him back out and risk losing the Aurora family's business connections and company shares. Brandon couldn't handle being alone and ended up cheating. The Calebs and Auroras were big names in business. His scandal made headlines everywhere. The scandal buried Brandon in online hate, while at the same time, my wife Brianna blew up. Brianna went from being the school outcast to a viral social media star overnight, all because of her looks. Brandon couldn't wrap his head around it. He was drowning in online attacks. When he heard about Brianna's success, he suddenly said he wanted to see me. I didn't get what more he could want. Living in a mansion, driving sports cars, no responsibilities, what wasn't to like? Since we were still family, I went to see him, but I never saw the murder coming. He thought he deserved a better life than me.